Welcome to Urdu Seekhiye. I'm your host, Shireen, and recently I received an email asking if I could share some phrases that you might use at a dentist's office. This request came from, you guessed it, a dentist. It's really cool to see that someone's using this podcast to better communicate with his patients. So thank you so much for listening, Dr. Sahab. And for everyone else who isn't a dentist, don't worry. You'll definitely get some very useful vocabulary out of this one. So let's take a look at the vocabulary words and phrases that I managed to gather. Let's first look at the word for patient. In Urdu, a patient is a mariz. I remember when I was taking Arabic, I learned this word. In Arabic, however, someone who is mariz is sick. You'll notice that it's spelled mim, re, ye, and zuad. Most often, when you see the letter zuad in a word, it'll likely have been taken from Arabic. Moving on, my friend tells me that to say dentist, you'd say daanton ke doctor. Daanton ke doctor. Daanton means teeth. One tooth is dant, and teeth is daanton. I'm not sure if you can hear the nasal N, but dant and daanton both contain the nasal N. So the word dentist is literally doctor of teeth. Daanton ke doctor. I consulted another friend of mine, and he did tell me the proper word for dentist in Urdu, but he said it's mostly used in writing and not when speaking. However, he did say that if I were to use it with other native Urdu speakers, they would understand. So the word for dentist is dandan saz. Dandan saz. Dandan saz. Let's look at the word for gums next. The word gums is plural. In Urdu, the plural form is masure, and the oblique plural form is masuron. Remember, the oblique form is used when you have a postposition after the noun. We will devote a YouTube video soon to the oblique form of nouns, but for now, just know that you might hear them said as masure or masuron. The singular form of masure is masura. So you might hear upar ka masura, which means the top gums, or niche ka masura, bottom gums. But I doubt you'll hear it in its singular form. Notice the hard R here. It's masure. It's not masure, it's masure. So a mariz might want to say, I feel discomfort in my gums. The way to say that would be, मुझे मसूड़ों में तकलीफ हो रही है. मुझे मसूड़ों में तकलीफ हो रही है. मुझे मसूड़ों में तकलीफ हो रही है. Notice we used masuro here and not masure. And that's because of the postposition me. Taklif means discomfort. Ho rahi hai means it's happening right now. Ho rahi hai is used to express the present continuous tense. So, mujhe masuron mein taklif ho rahi hai means I'm feeling discomfort in my gums, or I feel discomfort in my gums. So the mariz said, mujhe masuron mein taklif ho rahi hai. To that, the dentist might reply, where do you feel the discomfort? To ask that, he'd say, taklif kidhar mehsoos ho rahi hai. Taklif kidhar mehsoos ho rahi hai. Kidhar means where. Mehsoos hona means to feel. Taklif kidhar mehsoos ho rahi hai. Where are you feeling the discomfort? The patient might point to an area in her mouth and say, idhar. Idhar means here. Or she might say yahan. Yahan also means here. Maybe there's some gum recession occurring. For that, the mariz might say, mere masure पीछे हट रहे हैं. मेरे मसूड़े पीछे हट रहे हैं. मेरे मसूड़े पीछे हट रहे हैं. पीछे हटना means to move back. Basically, the patient is saying that her gums are receding. Mere means mine. Masude is gums. Piche hat rahe hain means are moving back. My gums are moving back, or my gums are receding. When you have gum recession, the root or roots become exposed sometimes. So the patient might also add, जिसकी वजह से दांत की जड़ नजर आने लगी है. जिसकी वजह से दांत की जड़ नजर आने लगी है. जिसकी वजह से means because of which, or for this reason. This is a good phrase to know, जिसकी वजह से. दांत, we already know, means tooth. दांत की जड़ means the root of the tooth. And what's happening to the दांत की जड़? नजर आने लगी है. So when something is exposed, basically, you can see it. So, nazar ana means to be visible. So, the दांत की जड़ नजर आने लगी है. And that means the root has started becoming visible. Jad is also a great word to know. It means root. So our teeth have roots, the trees have roots, problems have roots, and for all of these roots, we'd use the word jad. The full sentence then is, मेरे मसूड़े पीछे हट रहे हैं, जिसकी वजह से दांत की जड़ नजर आने लगी है. मेरे मसूड़े पीछे हट रहे हैं, जिसकी वजह से दांत की जड़ नजर आने लगी है. This means, my gums are receding. For this reason, the tooth's root is exposed. On a side note, in Urdu dramas or maybe even Bollywood movies, I've heard the phrase, is fasad ki jad. If you watch Urdu dramas or movies, maybe you've heard it too. It can be used in a comical way or a dramatic way. The word fasad is actually a really serious word. The friends that I asked about this word said that it refers to riots or protests that might even lead to destruction, that might end up being violent. So it's a very serious word. So if we are using the phrase fasad ki jad in the true sense, then it would mean the root of the riots or the root of the chaos, the cause of the chaos. But let's go in the comical direction for the moment. Maybe a couple is arguing over something, and one of them says, इस फसाद की जड़ तुम्हारी अम्मी है. इस फसाद की जड़ तुम्हारी अम्मी है. Quite often in the South Asian culture, I see the blame placed on the mother-in-law. The mother-in-law is always interfering in places she really shouldn't be. So you might hear one of the two say, is fasad ki jad tumhari ammi hai, which means the root of this madness, this problem, is your mother. So fasad ki jad often refers to the mother-in-law in many movies or dramas, but I completely digress. This has nothing to do with the dentist, but hopefully you will remember how to say root in Urdu. Jad. So before I leave this sentence completely, I'd like to ask you to go to our website, www.urdusikhiye.com/e23, www.urdusikhiye.com/e23, and share some sentences that you have used or have heard with the word jad and with the phrase jiski wajah se, or any of the words that we've heard so far in this episode. I will be sure to respond to each one. Okay, so now let's take a look at a couple more sentences. If you have gum recession, you'll likely be impacted by cold and hot foods or drinks. The way you say cold in Urdu is thanda, and hot is garam. Garam. So the Maris might say, जब मैं गर्म या ठंडा खाती हूँ उसका बहुत ज़्यादा एहसास होता है। जब मैं गर्म या ठंडा खाती हूँ उसका बहुत ज़्यादा एहसास होता है। जब मैं गर्म या ठंडा खाती हूँ उसका बहुत ज़्यादा एहसास होता है। This means when I eat hot or cold, its impact is severe. While we don't use the word sensitive in this sentence, that is the idea we're relaying. Notice how the word for food is also not used, but we know that hot or cold food is being eaten because the verb khana. Khana means to eat. Khati is what a woman would say. Main khati hoon, I eat. A man would say, Main khata hoon, I eat. Uska is our oblique case of the pronoun wo, which means he, she, or it. So wo becomes us when the pronoun is followed by a postposition. In this case, the postposition is ka. Let's take a look at the remaining words. बहुत ज़्यादा एहसास होता है. Hota is a conjugation of the to be verb hona. If I were to say hota hai by itself, that means it happens. Hota hai, it happens. So what happens? बहुत ज़्यादा एहसास. बहुत ज़्यादा means too much. Ehsas here means impact, but ehsas can also mean to sense or to feel. So the full sentence is, जब मैं गरम या ठंडा खाती हूँ, उसका बहुत ज़्यादा एहसास होता है. जब मैं गरम या ठंडा खाती हूँ, उसका बहुत ज़्यादा एहसास होता है. जब मैं गरम या ठंडा खाती हूँ, उसका बहुत ज़्यादा एहसास होता है. Meaning, when I eat hot or cold, its impact is severe. Basically, her gums are sensitive. Now, if the dentist wanted to ask about gum sensitivity, then the dentist might say, do you feel discomfort when eating cold or hot foods? Which in Urdu is, आपको गरम या ठंडा खाने से तकलीफ होती है? आपको गरम या ठंडा खाने से तकलीफ होती है? Or if he wanted to ask, do you feel discomfort when eating something sweet? It could be candy, it could be South Asian mithai, for example, gulab jamun or rasgulla. My mouth is watering just thinking about gulab jamuns. And if you don't know what a gulab jamun is, please Google it. And perhaps the next time you're in the mood for dessert, treat yourself to a gulab jamun. Unless, of course, aapke masoode piche hat rahe hain. Okay, let's keep moving. Let's replace the word khane, which means eating, with the word pine, which means drinking. So then the question becomes, आपको गर्म या ठंडा पीने से तकलीफ होती है? आपको गर्म या ठंडा पीने से तकलीफ होती है? The verb pina means to drink. Pine is the ing form of pina. So it's the same thing as saying drinking. आपको गर्म या ठंडा पीने से तकलीफ होती है? And taklif, earlier we saw, means discomfort. So basically we're asking, do you feel discomfort when drinking hot or cold? And in both these sentences, we don't actually need the word food or drinks because it's just understood, right? Do you feel discomfort when eating hot or cold? So you don't need the word food in this Urdu translation, either for drinking or for eating. So, आपको गर्म या ठंडा खाने से तकलीफ होती है और आपको गर्म या ठंडा पीने से तकलीफ होती है? The next useful word I'd like to introduce is dard. Dard. Dard means pain, and dard hona means to hurt. To ask the patient if she's feeling pain anywhere, you can ask, आपको कहीं दर्द हो रहा है? आपको कहीं दर्द हो रहा है? आपको कहीं दर्द हो रहा है? Or if you want to ask, where are you feeling pain? You'd ask, आपको कहाँ दर्द हो रहा है? आपको कहाँ दर्द हो रहा है? Again, the words idhar and yahan will be useful in responding to these questions. So the mariz might point to the area where she feels pain and say idhar or yahan. And finally, let's talk about insurance. I've been told that the word for insurance is bima, but I've also been told that nobody uses it. Everyone simply uses insurance. So to ask what insurance do you have, we would say, आपके पास कौन सा insurance है? आपके पास कौन सा insurance है? आपके पास कौन सा insurance है? And to let the patient know that your office accepts the insurance, you'd say, हम ये insurance यहाँ लेते हैं. हम ये insurance यहाँ लेते हैं. Or if you don't accept the insurance, then you'd say, हम ये insurance यहाँ नहीं लेते हैं. हम ये insurance यहाँ नहीं लेते हैं. Ye here means this. So, हम ये insurance यहाँ लेते हैं means we take this insurance here. Or we accept this insurance here. And if you don't accept it, you'd say, हम ये insurance यहाँ नहीं लेते हैं. That nahi negates the sentence. So it means we don't accept this insurance here. So that does it for this episode. Thank you again for listening to Urdu Seekhiye. I don't know if you noticed, but this episode isn't too heavy in grammar. Going forward, I'm going to test out only having either phrases or dialogues, but going easy on the grammar in each episode. I will dedicate the YouTube channel to discussing the grammar. The YouTube channel is also where you can learn how to write the Urdu alphabet if you are interested. As always, if you are enjoying this podcast, please consider leaving us a review. फिर मिलेंगे. शुक्रिया और खुदा हाफिज.